Let me show you how I got to this point right here. All right, at this point, I've removed all of the hardware and I've pushed in all of the light sockets to make sure that they are lower than the surface of the light panel. All right, I want to paint this, but I didn't want to pull the sockets completely out of the board because they're so old. I mean, these things are 30-something years old. And with all the heat, especially with the incandescent bulbs, that they get old and they crack and the plastic wants to break if you're not careful when you take them out and try to put them back. So what I did was instead is I bought this over here. Let's get the box here. I mean, there's off Amazon. You can use anything you want here, but they're basically just round labels. They're 3/4 inch because that's almost what the hole is. And so what I did was I just covered up I pushed the socket down to where it's even with the board or under, and then put these stickers. Now I can go spray it, and then once I'm done spraying it, I can pull all these back off and then just very gently do a tiny bit of pushing to tap those sockets right back up in there, and then I will have this thing all back together. And I already did I think I showed that already the other day, but I repinned that because that one was missing the actual connector. So, and I retied everything together nicely. So the light board will be good to go as soon as I paint it and then put the sticker. I've got a new sticker here for it. So do that. It's going to be looking good. All right. 2 coats of paint later. Here we are. Nice and bright. See, look how that's going to look. It's going to look fantastic. But I don't want to mess up any of the paint. And a couple of these that are lifted up enough for me to maybe grab. But I'm going to probably not do much because I don't want to mess up anything. Okay. All right, so I'm going to let the rest harden. And tomorrow I can peel all those off. Put the sticker right here where it belongs. Push all those back in. Load it with lights. And the board will be done. I'll get all the hardware. I think it's all polished up. I'll get all the hardware back on it. All right, here she is all painted up. I used, let me see, I can tell you what I used here. Remember I got it from Walmart. They had a sale. And I got it for $3, man. I remember that was nice. That's what I used for it. And here it is. You can see, turned out beautiful. And you can see too, these, now I can push all these back out just a little bit and they'll be just fine. And I didn't have to take any chances on cracking them or breaking them. This is the first time I've tried this. I just kind of came up with the idea as I was really worried about taking all these out and breaking them and then having to rewire this harness completely or doing, buying new sockets or figuring out something else. So that's what I did. Now you can see, obviously, there's our buttons. Let me find oh, here they are. Get these and now watch this. This is basically what I was doing. If I can do it out of the light here. Let's kind of go and just pushing that in. That's all there is to it. Super easy. Boop. Boop. And just like that, if you can look, we'll get real close. Let's see. Come on, close in. You can do, there we go. You can see a little tiny bit of that circle, but when you back out and you look, it's not so noticeable. And to be honest, when all this is in here and the little bulbs are in there and it's shining, nobody's going to notice that whatsoever, because you can see these were 3/4 inch circles, and I mean they almost completely covered it. So you can see now some I got a little better off than others, and that may have actually peeled a little paint up. Maybe, let's see. No, that's just where the circle was. I got that circle off a little bit. And I mean, if I was really worried about that, I could spray a little of that paint into a bowl, and get my brush and brush that a little bit if I just really was that worried about it. But I'm not, because it's not going to show. It's going to look fantastic. All right, here's finished product. Got my sticker on there. Got all the nice hardware polished and on there. And And man, that was just two generous little coats of paint. They turned out really nice. And just that white gloss, you can see it from here. I've tested the lights, and in a minute I'll show you how you do that. And except for the flashers, we'll test those in the game. But we can test the regular bulbs and test the whole strands. I kind of went through them, and there's a couple of them that are a little sketchy, so they may or may not need some more adjustment along the way. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna test these bulbs. Here's our harness. Green and green-white is one of the stretch of bulbs that run through, and then the yellow and the yellow-white, or white-yellow, run through the other ones. So, you know, sometimes you'll have brown and brown-white, or white-brown, and then you'll have orange, and just depends on how many circuits they run, I guess. So let's see, let me kind of put this in here. There we go, maybe that'll help. So now what I'm doing is I'm putting one in the green. By the way, just to show you, this down there in the plug right there is that's an old cell phone charger I had from years ago, and it puts out 5 volts. So I just cut the ends off and put these alligator clips in. I think it was from probably lights from Comet. I just borrowed one and wired it in. And so this is putting out 5 volts. And let's come here now. I'm gonna back off and let me get this into touch. The white green. There we go. And there are my lights. And by the way, I know those are cool whites. I'm out of the sunlight from, at least it was in my collection. I'm going to have to go and pull a couple off another game. And, but there's all the green white. Now what I'm going to do is take this out. We're going to move this over. And the polarity doesn't matter on these, by the way, with this. So we go to yellow, and then we're going to go to here to the white yellow. There we go. And there's the other ones. Let's get that in there. Let's get that. There we go. So there's our white yellow. And if, like I say, I already checked all of them, but if I had any that I thought weren't working, I can just take this, flip it over while it's working, and I can just pull a bulb out and play with the little leads until it works. But and the flashers we'll test in the game. But that's how you test it. There's our panel. Look, there's another bulb. That's a warm white. So I got all these other ones are the two SMD or DMS. Yeah, I think it is SMD. Frosted sunlight from Comet. Obviously, there's, if you want to see the difference, there's natural, or not the, those are natural there. This is the warm white from Comet. And then the ones that were up here, and I'll show those again real quick. Those are the cool light, or the more bluish kind of lights, more modern, so to speak. Yeah, see? So you can see there's the 3 different white colors. And I like this here, it's kind of in between. Now I like something like that I used on Johnny Mnemonic, because it's got a lot of black and blue and modern, sci-fi. This, we're just gonna go with something more in between. I think this is a really good color for most games. And so anyway, so there we go. That's how you test it. This thing's ready to go in the game.